which is the abbreviation for the term visual merchandising, basically means to keep our entire store and the entire merchandise presented in the best possible manner for our customers throughout the year. There are 6 basic VM execution principles applicable to all the brands across the world. In VM, broadly, it is divided into design and execution. The design part is taken care of by the brand head offices, which take care of finalizing the guidelines globally. We cannot change according to our understanding because we have to understand this point that globally every brand head office would like that their brand stores are looking same, whether it is India, Australia, USA, Europe, anywhere. There are 6 points which start from ironing and they are in sequence. First of all, ironing, we have to iron the merchandise. Second is folding. Every brand has a signature style. For Nautica, from this season onwards, we are making 6 units for 1 stack. Once the stack is done, then you place it on the wall. On the wall, you see that the stack is balanced or not. Don't get confused between balancing and alignment. While balancing of the stack, we have to make sure that the stack is not leaning right or left and it is perfectly straight. The next step is alignment. After placing the stacks on the wall, just step back and see that all the stacks are aligned horizontally and vertically symmetrically. After alignment, the last and most important point is strategic replenishment. As we all know, replenishment means it's a very simple task. Whatever is sold out on the floor, you just get it back from the stock room and fill it in the wall or wherever it has sold out from. Don't get confused by the long term, which is strategic replenishment, that keep the fuller size sets on eye level and above that, and whatever size sets have broken down, you keep it below the eye level. 5 or 6 units will be fuller size sets, 3 and below, you keep it below the eye level. Now if it has become 2 or 1, take it back into the stock room and fill the wall or the space or the section with a new full size set. So these 6 points constitute the VM execution's basic process, and this will make sure that your customers will feel good inside the store without any disturbance or distraction. If you are not understanding it, contact your VM resources, discuss it and execute it. When we align the hangers, make sure that whether the hangers are on the face outs, side hang bar or on the floor hanging fixtures, there has to be 2 finger gap between each hanger. It depends upon the placement of the hanger. If you are taking out the hanger from your left, then the hook of the hanger will face towards the left. If you are taking out the hanger from your right, the hook will face towards the right. It has to be in such direction that it makes the taking out of the merchandise easier. With this season, Nautica has launched a new global concept that is Cityscape. In that, they have got rid of the entire paper folding. Now we don't use paper for Nautica folding. We have to make it very relaxed, very thin, active, and you have to make sure that when you make the stack, it should not look too high. Never cross the fixture capacity which is specified in the guidelines. Don't overcrowd the store. It will not look good and it will also damage the fixtures. Every brand has a specific guideline which make it stand apart from the competition of other brands. So make sure that those details are presented in such a manner that those are visible properly to the customers and it creates the experience that the brand wants to inside the store. In this particular season, which is Spring 2016, Nautica has 3 stories for men and 3 for women. It is not mandatory that the stories will be same for men and women. And for this season, the stories are different for men and women. So for men's, in this season, we have Rectech, then the Modern Heirloom, and then the Getaway. For women's, we have Stone Beach, then the New Horizons, and then the Sand Dunes. In New Horizons, the color story is blue, yellow, and the fillers which are neutrals, grey and black and white. Those will be highlighted on the primary wall. Whatever merchandise you display on the windows, that will be there on the primary wall. Both of these locations will have the same color story going on. These color stories will be there on all the other walls inside the store and keep circulating according to the seasonal guidelines that are being sent from the head office to the stores regularly. Now the props also will constitute the same color story and according to the recommendation in the guidelines. The props which are to be used in a particular color story will also be exactly same as recommended in the guidelines. For example, for this story, Modern Heirloom, we have blue glass jars, white rope knots and the books. In this brief discussion, I think we all have got an understanding what VM's role is in a store and how important it is. So make sure that from the understanding of VM to the basic execution guidelines to the brand guidelines, We understand these things, we learn these things through regularly going through the VM guidelines and executing in the store without ignorance. Another understanding that we have to keep in our minds are that we are the brand custodians and not the owners. So whatever the brand decides, we have to follow it. We may like it or not, we can send our feedback separately to the head offices and discuss. But execution should not hamper because of this. Now, if you see on this wall, we can also place one stack below the smaller merchandise, which in this case is the set of shorts. The other points like popping up collars of the menswear, top wear, folding of the full sleeve shirt, folding of the sleeves of the outerwear, those all remain the same. With this, we wish you all the best for this spring 2016 season and all the future seasons to come forward.